Hello there. It's good to have you join us again today in another episode of Hospitality Today. I am Kemi Adeni. Today on the program promises to be an exciting one because we're going to learn a few ways to pamper ourselves as guests on this program. And so today we're going to be having conversation around the topic, the best ways to pamper the guest. And to do justice to that today on the show, I have with me Miss Fumilayo Ashoto. She's the front desk officer of Deja Vu Hotel and Suites here in Alagwaka, Akure, Ondo State. Miss Fumi, good to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Good morning. It's good to have you on the program. And so today we're going to critically look at how to pamper the guests. They are your customers, and so I'll be speaking on behalf of the guests today. I want you to explain to us how some of these ways can be cost effective and also reflecting your brand. So I'll start with this. Let's start with food before we go to some ethical practices. Let's start with food, which is quite essential. I want you to enlighten us more on how your guests can have a stress-free experience and of course fine dining when it comes to the guests at Deja.
Thank you so much. Just like you said how to pamper our guests.
Yes.
I work at the front office, the front desk.
Okay.
When a guest comes, the first thing we do is to profile the guest. If the guest is an elderly person and the guest is going to the restaurant to dine there, we already know that this elderly person, they are restricted to some foods. So we make sure that we have varieties of food that this kind of guest that they need.
Okay.
And if you have someone that is pregnant, already we know this person is pregnant.
Yes.
So we have menu that will suit that person. Just like you said, they left the comfort of their home to come to hotel Deja Vu to pamper themselves.
Yes.
They don't want to eat the regular food we are eating. They want something different.
Yes.
They want varieties. So those are the things we put into consideration.
Yes.
Then as the restaurant manager, if we will now go to the chef, we'll have this kind of people to prepare, like the elderly person now. Most of the time they like vegetables, so as to help them pass their stool very well. So we make sure that they have fresh vegetable.
Okay.
And as the waitress or the waiter that is showing the menu, because our menu at Deja Vu, we have our menu, we scan.
Yeah, the QR code.
Yes, the QR code.
Okay.
So when you scan, then you as the waitress, you can now advise the guest that you can have this. You can have this. This is what is used in preparing this food.
Okay.
So that you sell the food to them. They are coming to the hotel not to eat regular food, not to have the same experience they have at home, but they want to have an exceptional service.
Okay, that's why they're there.
That is why they are there.
Okay, good. I understand that you really understand the role of the front desk officer. And so let me start from your desk this time. Now, you're going to be the first port of call when guests arrive at your hotel. Now, what work standard do you have? I mean, ethical standards. For instance, the welcome smile and all of the ethical standards that you have in some other bigger brands. Tell me how the guests will start their journey from your desk.
Thank you very much. Do you know the logo of hospitality?
I do not know. Maybe you should.
Our smile.
All right.
You know when a guest is coming, they are tired, and their first contact, the first point is the guest.
Yes.
So when they see that everybody is smiling, they were like,
welcoming.
Are we welcome here?
All right.
But because smiling is the logo of hospitality, then everybody is smiling, and you're welcoming that guest.
All right.
Starting from the porter that will welcome the guest to the receptionist and the front desk manager, you are asking them, how is your journey? Because somebody that is coming from a long distance, you need to ask them. Then when you ask them those questions, it makes them feel at ease that these people, they feel relaxed, that these people have our interest at heart. Yes. So once we make them feel welcome, we take their luggage. Then already they've made their reservation, or maybe they are just walking. Then we attend to them briefly so that they don't have to stay too long at the desk.
Okay, so that leads me to ask you, what are the key things they usually expect when it comes to pampering at your hotel? What are the key things they expect? You know, maybe it's the personalized items, handwritten notes, and all of that. What are the key things to have a stress-free experience?
Yes, just like I said earlier, a guest wants to have a different experience.
Every single time.
Yes, that is why they leave the comfort. Majority of these guests, for you to afford what the rates are, as in the hotel rates, you know that this person is already comfortable at home. They just needed that experience. Just like I said, you profile that guest. Like yesterday, I have a couple with a baby coming. And once I showed them the rates, they wanted to take a single room. But look at the baby. I look at the mother. They needed space.
Be comfortable.
Yes, they needed space. So I was now telling the couple that why don't you take this room?
Okay.
It has a rug. It has where your baby can move around. It has space. It has chair. You know, we have smart TV in the room. The baby can watch YouTube. Then the restaurant is there. They can order for food. They will have swimming pool. Those are the activities that the woman is already, it's not easy to take care of a baby. So already she's stressed. So she came to the hotel to pamper herself. So I already asked those questions and I knew how to attend to. And at the end of it, they were happy.
Okay. Fundamentally, I'm also aware that spa treatments or wellness kind of care, these are some of the pampering effects some hotels have on their guests. Show us more light on some pampering effects you can have on your guests.
Just like you said, you have the spa, you have the pool, and some of our guests in the morning, they like to wake up and do exercise.
The healthy swimming pool?
Yes, healthy swimming pool.
Oh, really?
Yes. Because once you're at home, most of us don't have pool at home.
Oh, absolutely.
So when we come to the hotel, we expect to see such place for us to pamper ourselves, at least relax in the pool and spend some minutes there. Then after we move to our room. We don't want any disturbance because we already left the comfort of our home. Then we go to the spa to take care of ourselves from head to toe. So those are the kind of pamper that
we're welcome to offer. Okay, now aside the swimming pool, the spa treatment, and we also started with the food. You did not mention the gym. I think I'll put that in the class of wellness. And so, what are the things that makes your brand stand out in Understate, for instance? What would make a guest prefer to go to your place?
Yes. Let's start from the guest. Let's start from the staff.
Okay.
We have staff that are well trained. I was working somewhere else before I came to Bijabo.
Okay.
But when I came, I took 2 weeks training. I studied hospitality management. Yes, staff training.
Wow.
So our staff are well mannered, have complained, or we just want to satisfy the guests. Then look at the structure of Bijabo.
All right.
Look at the location. Those are the things that makes this Bijabo stand out. Before I walked in Bijabo, I took pictures there.
Oh,
the ambience,
really?
Yes, the ambience of the place.
Wow.
It's a top notch.
Wow.
Yes. When you get to Bijabo, you have this excitement, those states in Akure that this is an hotel. The structure itself. And even the CEO of Bijabo, he has been one of those people that, he's not somebody that just bring the business and just forget about the business. He himself is into hospitality.
Okay.
Once there is any complaint, the CEO will not wait for the complaint to, he moves immediately. He begins to ask the appropriate channel, why is this like this? Why? There's questions. So, Bijabo is so different from every other hotel.
Okay, so how do you handle your customer service? How do you handle, so you mentioned when guests have queries, or they're probably not satisfied with services rendered. How do you reach out? How did they reach out to you? How do you handle such feedback?
You know, I want to tell you something. There's no hotel without guest complaint.
Right.
And that is why we are here. That is why we are there. When a guest complains, it's not because the guest is doing too much.
Okay.
It's not because this guest is an irate guest.
All right.
His problem is too much. You know, they want, see, a guest that is complaining to you want you to do better.
They want you to do something about
They want you to do better. They want you to do something. Yes, about the complaint. So when we take that complaint, and for example, when a complaint gets to the front desk, it comes to me directly.
Okay.
Then I make sure that I see the guest one-on-one.
Yes.
That is where the emotional intelligence comes in.
Good.
If it's something that I need to sympathize with that guest, I do so immediately.
Okay.
You know, I told you that our logo is to smile.
Yeah.
If a guest is complaining bitterly, that is not the moment for me to start smiling.
Yeah.
It is the moment for me to sweep to action.
Yeah.
If the complaint has nothing to do with my department, immediately I will take the complaint to the necessary department. And I will make sure that the complaint is attended to, and my GM, the general manager of the hotel, knows about it, so that if it's something that he himself needs to attend to the guest, we will make sure that the guest at the end of the day feels satisfied.
Thank you, Ms. Fumi, for your prompt action when it comes to feedback. We'll be going on the shop right now. When we return, we'll continue the conversation on ways to pamper our guests. Don't go away. Good to have you back. In case you're just joining us, this is Hospitality Today. I am Kemi Adeni. In the studio with me today, I have Miss Fumilayo Ashoto. She's a front desk officer of Dijavu Hotels and Suites, Lagwaka, Akure. Miss Fumi, we'll be enjoying your response, especially about customer service delivery. I still want to go back to that. We find situations where people in their various hotel rooms would make use of your intercom to reach out to the front desk, and most often there wouldn't be anyone there to answer the call. And when they do, the response time usually would almost cost an arm and a leg to get a response action. What are you doing to bridge this gap of communication at Dijavu?
I would like to tell you that these situations happens in hotels, not at the hotel. You know, we have what we call SOP, Standard Operating System. Yes. You know our standard operating system, your phone is not supposed to ring 3 times. First ring, second ring, you pick your call. This is front office. From me speaking, how may I be of service to you? So by then, you don't, there's no how you leave the front desk without being attended to. Somebody has to be at the desk. That is why we have not 2, 3, but 4 people working there. So that if I have to excuse myself, somebody is there, so that we don't have somebody that is calling and we are leaving the desk unattended to. It's not professional. It is not in our SOP.
Alright, good. Now, talking about technology, how have you incorporated the latest trend in technology to your pampering services at Jijabu? In what ways have technology taken over from where we used to be to where we are now, such that your guests are better pampered and they have a long-lasting experience at your hotel?
For a while now, technology and hospitality have really come
In sync,
hand in
yes.
hand. We have three aspects of technology that has helped guest experience.
Okay.
Let's go to the sales and marketing. We have the digital marketing, which is you are coming to my hotel now. The first thing you check is to check your Google websites.
Yes, you check on the internet.
Then already in your mind, you've seen how the hotel looks like.
Okay.
You've seen what the rooms looks like.
Alright.
You've seen whatever it is that you need to know, that they have parking space, they have free Wi-Fi, they have complimentary breakfast, which is buffet. It is stated there.
Alright.
Then now going, the next thing is the operating system. When you want to check in,
Yes.
already you are coming from, I don't know, maybe a long way. You don't want to even stay too long at the desk.
Yeah.
Back in those days, when we don't have this online booking,
Alright.
you know, part of the digital marketing, we have the online booking.
Yes.
You already make your booking. Do you know that we have something that we call PMS? Property Management System.
Alright.
On my PMS already, this is part of the pampering. It is there already that I'm expecting somebody.
Okay.
And I'm already a step ahead. I've prepared for this guest that is coming.
Yeah.
Which means you don't have to stay too long at the desk. When you come already, your name is already on our PMS. So they attend to you swiftly. It is technology. Before, back in those days, when I see you, it wasn't like that. I have to start, I have to start searching the book. And you said your name is again.
Oh, I start flipping the pages
Yes.
of your ledger.
And by so doing at times, you get overbooked. So now your name is there. We do swift service and you're already in your room. And in your room, part of the technology is the smart TV.
Yeah.
There's Netflix there.
Yeah.
There's YouTube there for you to enjoy.
Yeah.
And there's one thing now, though it is not in our career yet, but there's AI. In future, I know that Vijabu will get there. That when you tell the
Yeah,
yes, that is like yes.
Yes.
And when you go to the F&B, already there's a code beside your bed.
Right.
So you don't need to call the restaurant and ask, what food do you have? Already you can scan on your phone and already flip through
The menu. Yeah.
So it makes it easier. Then what you just do is just to call and just order for your food.
Yeah.
And because there's technology in the kitchen, we have things that makes the job easier for them, so that your food does not take time to get your desk.
Yes, that's another source of bother. We realize that at some points, at some hotels or restaurants, it takes a lifetime. It takes almost a year, if I can say that, for food to come to your guests. You place an order and it takes 1 hour or more for the process to be accomplished. And so I'd like to find out from you, how long is the wait for your guests to get their food done? Because you mentioned the kitchen.
Yes.
So I want to see what is different.
Depending on what you order, your food should not take more than 15-20 minutes to get ready. It's a la carte. Yes.
10 to 15 minutes?
No, 15 to 20 minutes.
15 to
20 minutes, yes, because we are just preparing it. But with the help of technology, we have things like the air fryer. You don't have to put too much oil.
Exactly.
Then we have a machine that can pound. If you order for pounded yam, if it is in those days, we have to put the yam on the fire. We have to now start
the pestle and the mortar.
Yes, to do po. Then, if it is during those times, we use hand grinder to blend the pepper. But now there's technology, there's air fryer,
Cooking is easier and fast down.
There's pressure pots.
Okay.
You order for goat meat.
All right.
It will not take eternity for your goat meat to be ready.
Okay.
There's something we call mise en place. Already in the kitchen, there is a mise en place. So this class makes the cooking. It will take so much time for your guests
to get their food.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what stands you? I know you've been doing a lot of marketing in the course of this conversation. I'd like you to tell us what experience will make Dijabu stand out among other brands in Ondo State? What will stand you out? A cost-effective way on budget that will not make your guests to overspend, and they will still have a positive experience about your hotel. What difference are you making in the hospitality industry in Ondo State?
Do you know what is making Dijabu stand out?
Yes.
Among other hotels? They are flexible. Dijabu is not so rigid. Even within your budget, you will still pamper yourself.
So you mean there is something for everyone's budget?
There's something for everyone's budget.
Okay.
And every Sunday too, you go to church, you're coming back, we have buffet service.
On Sunday?
Brunch.
Okay.
Yes. So that you don't have to now call Alaka. It takes time for the food to get to you. Already there's every Sunday it is there. And just like I said earlier, Dijabu is flexible. They are not rigid. It's making them stand out. And there's one other thing that Dijabu does.
Yes.
They are into this technology. When I got to Dijabu, I was used to the system of, though we have PMS too, we write and write and write. But I see that the people are way ahead. The front desk, they have this seamless service at the desk. Once your reservation, they already know about your reservation. They do little or writing or no writing at the desk. The same thing in the restaurants. Already they have your booking at the PMS. They already prepared your room. You are not staying too long. The restaurants, some other hotels, you have to bring the menu and they start, checking and checking. But already while you are seated, before even the waitress attends to you, you can scan your menu and
make your choice.
I see that some other hotels are waiting Dijabu too.
Oh, so you're a brand to be copied now.
Yes.
Now, what's your take when it comes to local content? You're serving your guests the local cuisine and working with the immediate environment in Ondo State. What are you doing better?
Some of our guests, when they come to Ondo State, their impression is we won't do it on the
Oh yes.
When they get to the research, how many people have pounded yam? Yes, we have pounded yam. Do you know we have more than pesto?
Oh really?
In our restaurant, aside
so you make it locally?
Local food.
That's good to know. It's been good having you on the program, and I'd like to finally say this. You're doing a great job. You're here with your golden smile, which is your signature at the front desk in Dijabu. And so as it is customary in OSRC, on behalf of OSRC Media Group, I'd like to give you this token of our love for coming on the program. And we look forward to having you here sometime pretty soon.
Thank you so much.